Hey team, Grant Hagen here, host of Reality Capture Live with DroneDeploy. Today is a huge day. Some amazing announcements on the hardware side for reality capture in the space of automation, which is just really exciting. But as I was trying to find and dig into some more of this information, I found it really hard to find out what it is that was going on. And so I wanted to make a quick video to just say, hey, here's what I've found. Here's what I'm really excited about. I hope you guys are also excited about this too. And just really wanted to put some more information in front of you guys as you're continuing to investigate and really along this journey in reality capture, specifically in the automation space. Now, if you look behind me, you can see I have a little figurine here of the original DJI Dock. They came out about a year ago. Folks were super excited about it because really it was DJI's first step into a docked drone solution that everyone was excited about. There's some amazing content out there if you haven't seen really it being installed and used on really hundreds of different applications, which was really exciting. My background's in construction, and when I saw it, I was like, man, this is awesome. Really excited to see that DJI stepping into this space. There were a couple of things that I was really trying to better understand, though, because there was some stuff that it was like, I just kind of missed the mark on some of the things that I would have wanted on a construction site, really when I was out in kind of that industry. And so a few things like high accuracy, really a mechanical shutter, just a smaller form factor, just the things that you would hope to see in a specific piece of hardware, just like when you're going and kind of doing your own research on what the next new big thing is. So that was a year ago. Really excited to see DJI step into this space. But then there were some rumors that were swirling around. I'm going to pull up my screen here to kind of show you some of those. This is Drone XL. If you don't follow or go to their website, I highly encourage you to. They have amazing content out there. But you were starting to see some pictures kind of swirl around. You're like, wait a second here. Is there something kind of coming out? What's kind of this next wave of a dock solution? And here, we'll just go through this just a little bit. You started to kind of see, well, there are some pictures. Well, this looks completely different from the first docked drone from DJI. And you're like, okay, what is this? There's kind of Matrice 3D. That was kind of some names that was swirling out. This dock even looks different in how it closes. It kind of has a basket. And really, I love seeing some of these things. It's like, oh, this is awesome. What's coming down the pipeline? And then DJI came out with an announcement. It was like, hey, November 8th, this is going to happen. And that's today. And so I was like, all right, this is awesome. Christmas came early. What was going on? And so where do you find out more info about this? The kicker here is that this was released in the overseas market. So here on the stateside, this is not something you can go to your DJI reseller and go and get today. But that doesn't mean that we don't have information about it. That's what's really interesting here. And as I was starting to dig around, I'm like, well, where do I go and find some of this? I can go to these other websites and kind of start to look around and try to find some of this information. But when I flipped on over to DJI's website, you'll see Osmo Pocket 3, great piece of equipment. It's not there. And you're like, okay, well, how do I find out more? What is this thing? How does it work? Even if you go over to the enterprise page, you're like, okay, well, where is this thing? I don't know and can't see where it's at. Little trick here, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom and you change your region, voila, what is this? This is the Dock 2. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is like a typical release page that you would see here. And if you click on it, you can start to go in here and see, well, what is this? Like, this is just like a typical release from DJI of the web page and the videos and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to play the video of what I kind of found interesting in here and kind of talk over it. One, it's much smaller. You're going to see here, these guys are taking it out of a truck. That's great. The original dock was pretty big if you haven't seen it in person yet. Easier to install, which is super exciting too, to deploy out on a job site. The folding mechanisms on the arms looks a little different. The cradle design to have it land. There it is, the drone itself. Obviously weatherproof, what you would come to expect from all the things that they had from the original dock drone. But what's exciting about this too is that there's some things on here that we wanted, right? The mechanical shutter, which you're going to see here. That's really important because that's what we really do for a lot of our mapping applications. You can see the little RTK module or the little hat on top of there, not only helping it land, but obviously in the surveying world for us to get really high accuracy information out of these captures. All the battery stuff, which we'll talk about here in a second with some specs. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It's so cool to see. Really exciting to see how really the parts to it that I was like wondering, because you always look at these websites and you're like, okay, is this going to come out? Is this going to be a feature? Or is this just a rumor? The interesting part about this is the biggest question that we had here on the DroneDeploy team was like, hey, is this thing going to come with the cloud API? That's what everyone asks us. That's what everyone wants to know. Hey, will other folks be able to control and use this? And yes, that was the exciting thing. We'll scroll down here to the bottom of it, but go check this out for yourself. You guys can go and see all this stuff and just open it up and see. And again, you cannot go buy this today. Let's just like be really upfront. It is only available overseas today. It hasn't hit the FCC database to actually be able to be sold over in the stateside. But the important part is that it is out there. It is starting to be marketed. It is starting to be really shown off in a lot of different ways, which is incredibly exciting. This is truly the dock that I personally was excited about and waiting for, seeing a lot of these different specs. If we kind of scroll down here, easy to deploy. I love some of this messaging here that they're talking about, lightweight, all the things that I was like, man, if I could have made a wish list, these would have been the things that have been on it. Some really great stuff. If I keep scrolling down here, you'll notice there's 2 drones that it's going to support, the Matrice 3D, which was actually the name, and then the Matrice 3TD, which you can imagine the T stands for thermal in there. Just some awesome specs here. Like, again, you can go through and see all these for yourself, but I think the thing that surprised me the most was the flight time. That's always something when you're out on a job site, you're going to want to be cognizant and aware of. But I'm just really, really excited about what this is going to look like out in the wild. There's some great stuff in here. We talked about the cloud API, which is down here at the bottom when you kind of get all the way down here. But the price, of course, everyone's wanting to know about that. I can't do quick math conversions of what these prices are. I think when I went over to the Drone XL page, it was like 10,000 was around that amount. But the important part to this here is that we know it's smaller. We know it's a different drone. We know it's going to be cheaper than the drone that's out there today. And all 3 of those things, I think, are the really important things to note here. And that, I think, is just what is super exciting in this space that we have all really been waiting for. And again, we just encourage you guys, go check this out on your own. I, again, just like stumbled upon it because I was like, wait, I want to go find out more information. How do I do that? That's really why I want to make this quick video for you guys to go check out on your own. And so if you're curious, if you want to know more information about it, tell me what is exciting to you guys about this too. Let us know in the comments below. But we hope that you guys find this interesting. I hope you are as excited as we are on the DroneDeploy team. And so thanks for tuning in. We will give more information out as we find out about it and look forward to talking to you guys here soon. Thanks.